You feel a subtle chill crawl up your spine, the kind that doesn't come from cold, but from something deeper, older. Your heart beats a little louder in your chest as a whisper forms in the background of your thoughts. What if your body is quietly counting down, and you've never noticed? Stay with me until the end, because what you're about to hear may just be the most important story of your life, and perhaps the warning sign that saves it. Let me take you into the life of Ravi, a retired school teacher in his 70s. To anyone observing, Ravi was the picture of a balanced life. He rose at dawn, took slow, peaceful walks around his neighborhood, and enjoyed home-cooked meals. Every Sunday, he'd visit his doctor and exchange pleasantries about how he was doing. But then, something changed. One morning, while stirring sugar into his tea, Ravi noticed a slight tremor in his right hand. It wasn't dramatic, just a soft quiver, but it was unfamiliar. He dismissed it. Maybe I slept funny, he told himself. But as the days passed, the tremor persisted. What he didn't realize was this could be the earliest indicator of neurological decline, or even the beginnings of Parkinson's or a deeper nerve-related disorder. The body often starts warning us not with pain, but with subtle signals. A quiet shiver here, a twitch there. Weeks passed, and Ravi began noticing his clothes didn't fit the same. His belt tightened on its own, and his shirt collars looked loose. He smiled, proud of his so-called fitness progress, believing his daily walks were doing wonders. But this wasn't health. It was unintentional weight loss. In older adults, losing weight without effort isn't a sign of progress. It's a red flag. It could signal cancers, thyroid issues, malabsorption problems, or chronic diseases slowly draining the body's resources without immediate symptoms. Then came the fatigue. Not the kind that sleep cures, but an overwhelming heaviness that shadowed him all day. He couldn't muster the energy to tend to his beloved garden. Even watching his favorite shows felt exhausting. Fatigue like this is different. It's not tiredness. It's the body's energy management system beginning to shut down, redistributing its efforts to only the most critical functions. Soon his complexion began to change. His cheeks dulled, lips faded into a bluish tint, and the veins under his skin became more visible. Friends pointed it out. He shrugged it off as aging. But as a doctor, I can tell you, pale or bluish skin often indicates anemia or oxygen deprivation, sometimes related to heart or lung failure. When circulation is compromised, your skin will show you before your heart does. Memory slips followed. Ravi began to forget appointments, the names of neighbors he saw daily, and where he placed household items. He laughed it off. I'm just getting old. But there's a difference between aging and degeneration. Cognitive decline that starts with memory loss can be the onset of dementia, Alzheimer's, or silent mini-strokes. The brain, like any organ, can struggle in silence. Not long after, swelling began to appear in his ankles. He blamed it on sitting too long or wearing tight socks. But the swelling grew, becoming a constant. When the heart begins to fail, even mildly, blood circulation falters. Gravity causes fluid to accumulate in the lowest points of the body. Swollen feet or ankles are not to be ignored, especially when they become regular and pronounced. Nights changed for Ravi too. He woke up drenched in sweat, even when the weather was cool. His bed sheets were soaked. Night sweats without fever or infection can signal cancers like lymphoma, autoimmune conditions, or hormonal imbalances. The body in its turmoil tries to purge the excess heat from within, even if there's no infection. Food lost its appeal. Ravi would sit down for meals, take 2 bites, and feel done. Nothing tasted the same. His once favorite dishes now seemed bland. This change in appetite, particularly in seniors, often means more than preference. It can indicate systemic decline when the body is no longer prioritizing digestion or nutrient intake. This shift often precedes terminal phases in many chronic illnesses. And then, one afternoon, Ravi fell. Not from a dizzy spell or a trip. He just folded. His legs gave way as if his body had simply had enough. These 8 signs, tremors, unintentional weight loss, chronic fatigue, pale or bluish skin, memory issues, swelling, unexplained night sweats, and appetite loss, aren't dramatic Hollywood heart attacks. They are the body's quiet cries. They're the death signals that whisper instead of scream. Here's what every doctor wishes more people knew. The human body always tries to tell us when something is wrong, but it doesn't always do it in pain or loud symptoms. Sometimes it's through patterns, small but consistent changes that appear harmless when seen alone, but deadly when seen together. And it's not just about old age. These signs can appear in younger adults too, especially those with undiagnosed chronic conditions or high-stress lifestyles. For example, unintentional weight loss can also signal gastrointestinal disorders or diabetes in younger patients. Fatigue can result from autoimmune diseases. Cognitive issues might stem from sleep disorders or prolonged stress. The key is not to panic, but to recognize, to pay attention. When two or more of these signs show up together, don't brush them off. Don't blame age, weather, or bad sleep. Instead, seek medical advice. Run the tests. Let a professional guide you through it. Ravi's story is fictional, but his symptoms are very real, and they happen every day to people who ignore the warnings. And sometimes those people don't get a second chance. Let this be your moment of awareness. Think about your parents, grandparents, or even yourself. Have any of these symptoms crept in quietly? Is your body speaking to you and you're too busy to hear it? Prevention starts with noticing. Recovery starts with acknowledgement. You have the power right now to intervene, whether it's booking a blood test, reviewing your diet, sleeping more, or just talking to someone about what you've noticed. Your body is not your enemy. It's your messenger. It wants to survive. It wants to live. This isn't a message of fear. It's one of knowledge, of courage. Because the earlier we understand the whispers, the fewer screams we'll have to endure. So, take this story as a gift, a warning, a lifeline. You now know the 8 signs. You know what to look for, and you know what they might mean. Don't wait for the collapse. Don't let the silence steal your chance. Listen, respond, live. And if this helped you, share it. You might just save a life. Because the body doesn't fail all at once. It dims gradually, like a sunset. And sometimes that sunset can be reversed. All it takes is one moment of awareness. This is that moment. In conclusion, your body often speaks in quiet ways before it ever cries out for help. Those small, strange changes, like a shaky hand, a tiredness that sleep doesn't fix, or clothes feeling looser without trying, aren't always just part of aging or stress. They can be gentle warnings that something deeper is happening inside. It's easy to brush these things off. We tell ourselves it's just a bad week or that we're getting older. But when these little signs start showing up together, they become part of a bigger story, one your body is trying to tell you before it's too late. Things like tremors, unexplained weight loss, fatigue, memory slips, changes in skin color, swelling, night sweats, and a fading appetite are not random. Each one can be connected to serious conditions, heart problems, neurological decline, cancer, or chronic diseases, especially when they don't go away. And this isn't just about older people. These signs can show up in anyone. Stress, poor sleep, hidden autoimmune issues, or early-stage illness can show themselves in subtle, sneaky ways long before anything feels urgent. The most important thing you can do is not panic, but pay attention. When your body changes in quiet, consistent ways, don't ignore it. Don't wait for the symptoms to get worse. Take the signs seriously. Ask questions. Get tested. Talk to someone who can help. Because your body isn't trying to scare you. It's trying to protect you. These signs aren't the beginning of the end. They're the beginning of awareness. And with awareness comes the power to act early, to change direction, and to heal. You now know what to watch for. And more than that, you know why it matters. This story may have been fictional, but the signs are real, and they happen every day to people who wait just a little too long. So if anything in this message made you think twice about yourself or someone you love, don't ignore that feeling. Listen to it, because sometimes noticing is the very first step towards saving a life.